That's true. But also, we can look at this and how a move like this from AOC, not how it affects politics, but the inverse, how it affects Twitch, because Twitch is apolitical generally. I'm just calling it apolitical for now. I know it's not, but
Mhm.
generally apolitical place. Do you think AOC brought politics to Twitch? Like, has she ushered in a new age? I mean, there's always been political commentary, but um, Pokimane is going to have to deal with this.
Right.
XQC talked about it. Trainwreck talked about it. Are we going to see, like, I don't know, John Kasich coming in? And, well, he's a bad example, but like uh, Ben Shapiro on Twitch, just, doing Trainwreck doing a stream with Ben Shapiro. Like, could we see stuff like that? I
I
don't know.
think I think she ushered in a new era of reaching out to young voters, because until AOC got on Twitch, I feel like it was just untouched domain. It was the Western frontier. No one had gone there. No one was thinking about going there. And now, I mean, working on a political campaign myself, I know that every congressman, every senator, every representative has young interns, and a lot of them game, myself included. And now that we know that this territory that we can push into this sort of field, that now that voters can be reached through Twitch, I don't think it's unlikely that congressmen and people running for public office are going to start reaching out to famous streamers and sort of using their platform to uh, reach a new category of voters to get their message out. I don't think it's that far of a reach to think that this will happen.
Yeah. I think Twitch is in a really interesting spot because when we look at YouTube, there's so much political content out there already. They're trying to reach out to, different demographics on like YouTube. But the problem with YouTube is that it is so oversaturated with content that everything is buried and you have to go searching for it, or else you're stuck in your like little bubble of content. Or like recommended, just it doesn't try to expand your horizons. It just like keeps you watching the same stuff. But the thing is with Twitch is that it's still a relatively small platform in comparison to things like YouTube or like TikTok or like whatever other like social media like video sharing platform. But on Twitch there is the browse section where it really pushes it makes it really easy to find all of the top streamers and to just come across content. If you just hit the browse section, just top live channels, everything is there. And I'm positive that's how a lot of people came onto the AOC stream, and maybe that's how they're exposed to this different content. And just in general, I think Twitch does a much better job of expanding people's horizons and maybe exposing people to content that they wouldn't have searched for otherwise. And I think, if Ben Shapiro comes onto Twitch and he does a thing with Hassan, I guess, or like they like debate, that will hit insane numbers. So many people will watch that, and either some people go away and like Hassan will get more viewers, maybe Ben Shapiro will get more viewers, like whatever. I think there's a lot more opportunity on Twitch to capture like a wider and younger audience than on any other platform before.
That's true. And also, like, I think people aren't using it so much as an interviewing platform, I think people are still on YouTube. Like Joe Rogan, he's a YouTube guy, and then he's also on Spotify now. Ben Shapiro is still a YouTube guy. I feel like I should look it up, but I think he streams something, but not there. He's got a podcast and all that, but I don't think these people are using Twitch as the platform, like the live platform. You don't have to respond to these comments, but like people watching you live, it makes it more real than just like watching a podcast, and then you can just upload it later. So I think, this AOC stream was kind of like her live public interview in a sense. Like she was doing things, but it's like a debate. It was pretty much like a debate, but she got like 4 hours of airtime or
Mhm.
however long, I don't know, like a couple hours of airtime all to herself. And then she got a lot of people in there with her. Like I could see this definitely going into, like you said, like the Hassan Ben Shapiro. Like that would be people would watch that for days. That's just like a boxing ring, that's a boxing
Mhm.
match people would pay to watch. Um, and then on that note too, all these
Mhm.
partnerships too. Like I don't know if I worry, but it's just like these apolitical streamers now are politicized. Like all these people, Myth,
Right.
Jacksepticeye, they've all now appeared on an AOC stream, which kind of immediately has put them into a political position. Like they are now in a stance. And, it's always tough when a content creator comes out in support of a political party. Like that's never
Right.
been great for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when streamers take a side on like their political beliefs, it can have a lot of like outcomes where sure you can lose viewers, but you can also have viewers who, you know, support you more than before and have like a new level of respect for you, or maybe um I don't know, put more context behind just like the show that's going on. Um and I think it can have both positive and negative effects. Um but yeah,
Yeah.
I think
And
it is a
Andrew,
weird place,
oh, go ahead.
but just being in like 2020, it's kind of hard not to get political.
Exactly.
To
And
bring up
Obeso
a
writes,
oh,
oh, sorry. I was just
I
going
was
to
gonna read
mention,
it.
oh, go ahead, Kelly. All yours.
Obeso says, "Do you think this is indicative of a left-right divide in gaming as a whole?" Which, um, I feel like I wanted to bring up the choice of game Among Us, which
Mm.
it's not a political game or a politicized game in any way. There is killing, but they're not necessarily human characters. They're little space thingies with two legs. Um, which I bring this up because of the whole video games cause shooters debate, which has been an issue that both left and right are very divided on.
Mhm.
Um, generationally, I feel like the older politicians tend to lean towards video games do cause shooters or do incite violence within people, and younger politicians say no, it does not. These are the facts. Um, I feel like this does bring about a left-right divide in video gaming as a whole, just because, like Oliver said, AOC had Jacksepticeye, Myth, Pokimane, a lot of neutral people until they streamed with her on her stream, and now they are associated with AOC. Now they are associated with as like left wing streamers, I would say.
Right. And also, like, now we see, I mean, I did this in my head immediately. Like, I see them all, now they're all, for me, the liberal streams. Not like completely, but yeah.
Right.
And now XQC and Trainwreck, they're on the right side. So, Andrew, I think you bring up a really good point where, like, now, politics is infiltrating into Twitch and just turning Twitch into another battleground. Like, are we going to see streamers start to talk about this? Like, is XQC going to have to be a right-wing streamer? Because now everyone gets turned, because it's been the whole political scene is polarized and everyone's polarized. And that's like the topic of the year, is like the polarizing of American politics. And like, once you, at this point in 2020, once you bring politics into anything, it immediately becomes you're either like a Trump person or you're like far left. Like you have a conversation on Facebook with your aunt and she's a Trump supporter, and then one of your uncles like screams at her in the Facebook comments because you can't have a civilized discussion anymore. So I feel like just bringing this in is like, if you start talking about it, it's super dangerous. And now that's going to be the topic of your stream, right? Like Trainwreck and XQC are now in like borderline mainstream media. I don't know if this is more just us talking about it, but now they're, right wing streamers kind of. PewDiePie's kind of right leaning, and it's always been there. But I mean, it's going to be tough to see, or not tough to see, but it's going to be interesting to see how the streamers react to this. Like how they're going to run their streams from now on. Are they going to have moderators kind of deleting comments that are politically charged? Are they going to not respond to political comments? Is the chat rooms going to be weird? Or are they going to actually lean into it? Because some of these big streamers, the shelf life of a streamer is TBD, honestly.
Right.
So for some streamers, maybe leaning into the politics could help, I don't know who that could be, but it'll be interesting to watch each of these streamers who is on AOC stream post the AOC stream.
I wonder if this is going to allow streamers to be more political and express their own political views, if it's going to be easier for them to do so once they have associations with a certain political side, or have associated themselves with a certain politician. And I wonder if it's going to bring about certain streamers avoiding each other, maybe because maybe they've already streamed together, maybe they're friends, and politics aside, gaming is just gaming. It's an outlet, we're having fun. But now that politics has been brought into it, I wonder if some streamers are going to say, well, we had our fun, but our ideologies don't align, so I'm not going to be streaming with them anymore.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess we've seen this in sports, kind of. Like Colin Kaepernick, of course.
Right.
Black Lives Matter. And the sports have been forced to kind of deal with this, but it's not the same, we're not seeing and sports streaming isn't a thing. Like video games are so much more complex, I feel like, than sports, because we haven't really seen, besides Kaepernick leaving 49ers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Besides Kaepernick leaving the 49ers, we haven't really seen any people quit because they're on a team with Republicans or something. But like Kelly, like you said, a streamer can decide to just not stream with someone else, and Hassan might be getting a lot of requests to be on people's streams and all that, or Trainwreck might be getting called to do political commentary, which is that's not his job, but maybe that'll be him now. So yeah, because the whole Twitch game right now is it's the Marshall Snake Connections game. Who are you streaming with? Who are you in a group with? Who's in your Among Us game? All the gaming media is Pokimane played with blah 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 in Among Us. That's wow. So yeah, I think it'll have some serious impacts with that.
Yeah, what I'm looking forward to next is the next time Trainwreck has his podcast and what he has to say about this.
Right.
Because he streams super regularly, and I'm sure he's already talked about it. I just am not up to date because I don't watch him consistently. But yeah, he's very outspoken and will not let his opinions go unheard. He made an entire career out of it. So yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to next, because I can see him be the type of person who will put his foot down and will make sure these divides are created.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised if, since we've seen his personal opinion on AOC joining with more quote-unquote PG streamers, I wouldn't be surprised if the next big political stream would be hosted by him with possibly a Republican or more right-leaning political candidate.
Because you got to even the playing field, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Now that the left side has done it, it's time for the right. I feel like there would be a lot of people wanting to jump on that train.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The thing is with Trainwreck is it definitely makes sense why he calls out these PG streamers specifically, because his entire brand is being uncensored and just saying what's on his mind. And he just will be super aggressive and will call you out on everything. So I think any political figure might be hesitant to partner or do a stream with Trainwrecks at all, because he's kind of a loose cannon and you don't know what he's going to say. Even if you think your political ideologies align, he might just call you out for something out of nowhere.
That's fair. I feel like that's a little bit the right strategy, though. Like,
True.
Trump is a loose cannon.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
feel like people like loose cannons, you know, and
Right.
depending on like what race you're running in, if you're running in Georgia or something, I don't know. I don't want to like make biases, but maybe like a more Trumpian, like a place that's very like pro the Trump style of politics.
Exactly.
That could do well. Like Trainwreck
Right.
could make moves if you're like a casual, like a normal politician from a right-leaning place.
Yeah.
Maybe getting on a Trainwreck stream could make you seem more relatable, you know?
Yeah, you pull that young vote.
Exactly, like Hassan. Hassan AOC. Like he's definitely unfiltered, man. I need to see the original clip from the Fox News thing. Because I want to. I mean, I have an idea of what he said, but
Yeah.